Well, it's a story as intriguing as it is tragic. Millions of dollars missing, a foot in a running shoe washing up on a beach, and the country asking the question, what happened to Melissa Caddick? It was thought the high-flying finance figure died soon after she left her luxury house in Sydney's eastern suburbs last November. But now police are keeping an open mind about the timeline, as Gavin Coote reports.
Did she flee the country? Did she die? Or did she meet another fate? After months of almost every possible theory being discussed, a police announcement on Friday brought some closure around Melissa Caddick's disappearance from her Sydney home. New South Wales Assistant Commissioner Mick Willing confirmed the financial planner, accused of misappropriating more than $20 million from her clients, was no longer alive.
A shoe was located on the shoreline of the Broaden National Park south of Xanthe by campers. Within that shoe were the remains of a human foot.
DNA from the foot and shoe was found to be Melissa Caddick's, and further bones and human remains have since been found further north of that site around Mollymook and Bendalong. But as police await the DNA results of those items, University of Newcastle criminologist Xanthe Mallett points out other people have been missing in the area.
A snorkeler, for example, went missing only about a month ago, about 50 kilometres from where those remains were found. So we're waiting to hear on the DNA as to whose remains they are. And whoever they belong to, a family is going to be getting some very distressing news in the coming days.
The Australian Securities and Investments Commission, which raided Melissa Caddick's home shortly before she went missing, is continuing to investigate fraud claims. The corporate watchdog's chief aim is to recover the money she allegedly misappropriated from her clients, many of whom were family and long-time friends, through a company she's accused of operating without a licence. Police are trying to work out a timeline following Ms Caddick's disappearance and how long she may have been alive. Bond University criminologist Terry Goldsworthy warns this could be difficult.
We can be confident that she is deceased. I mean, I know there are some, radical theories that perhaps she could survive by cutting her own foot off. I don't give them much credit whatsoever. If the person is now accepted as being deceased, was it an accidental death? Was it a case of self-harm? Was it foul play involved? You know, they may never come to a firm conclusion as to what they think happened. That'll depend how well they can track her movements up till she was deceased.
How would finding other remains potentially assist the investigation?
Well, I mean, I guess that the more forensic material you can recover, the more complete the picture you may draw. For instance, if say there was foul play, you may recover a bit of forensic material that'll show a wound or something like that. You know, so more is better.
While fellow forensics expert Xanthe Mallett shares his concern about the conspiracy theories that have arisen following the gruesome finding last week, she thinks there's still the possibility Ms Caddick is alive.
You can't assume that somebody is deceased simply through the loss of a foot because you can survive it. The likelihood of Melissa still being alive is, I would say, very low. But judging on the evidence we currently have, police cannot afford to assume that, and therefore they will have to be investigating every possibility at this stage.
Modelling by police had found Melissa Caddick's body may well have drifted in the ocean hundreds of kilometres from Sydney. But a Marine Police commander has today cast doubt on that idea, saying her shoe was in good condition. And while the story may have some way to go, Xanthe Mallett thinks it should be handled delicately.
We've got to remember Ms Caddick has got a 15-year-old son and a husband who have been left in the dark. And regardless of what may have allegedly taken place, nothing's been proven. It must be incredibly difficult for them as they wait for final answers around this.
University of Newcastle criminologist Xanthe Mallett ending Gavin Coote's report.